Hey, it's Christi. I want to show you a little backstory about a piece that I've made recently entitled Up, Up and Away. I like this piece and I want to tell you why. Because my goal always when I'm creating something is that as soon as you see the overall piece, you'll just have a good feeling about it. You'll like it, the design looks good, the background, everything works together. But then as you look closer, you discover more and more, and it becomes like a fun little journey to see all the details and appreciate all the details. So let me tell you the backstory on some of this stuff. This piece started with this stone right here. This is a piece of ocean jasper, and it is an extremely beautiful piece. I picked this up at one of the bead shows that I've gone to over the years, and whoever did this particular stone was wonderful about picking a shape that accentuated the design and polishing it beautifully just to make an amazing cabochon. So it started there. Now, when I saw this, what I start to do is I see the piece and then I start to gather things that might go well with it. Not yet knowing what I'm going to make. I'm just kind of gathering things together to see what might work. So obviously I've had a lot of pinks in here, and I had all of these. I absolutely love them. These are little carved shell flowers. Aren't they just gorgeous? And I thought between these and the little glass balls here, I have a lampwork glass friend, Cheryl, shout out to you, Cheryl, who makes these little leftover drops of glass with her leftover stringers from her lampwork glass work. And I just love incorporating them. So I found that I had a couple of these peachy colored and pinky colored bits here. So I thought, well, that is great. And then as I'm looking around through my stuff, I thought, well, let me get some green stuff. So I found these beautiful green faceted stones, and I believe these are tourmaline. I picked them up somewhere, and they're just so gorgeous. When you look at them, there's a lot of richness in color. They're not all uniform in color. There's like lights and darks to them, so they're really lovely and beautiful job of the faceting. A lot of tiny little light catching surfaces, so that's really exciting. And so I got those, and then I thought, wow, you know what I've got that it would be really fun to use is somewhere along the way I picked up a strand of beads made out of old Roman glass. So that's what these are. And obviously Roman glass runs the gamut of all kinds of bits and pieces that people have found all over the world, because the Romans, they kind of got around, those guys. And so there's lots of Roman glass. And these are all just beads made out of, so you can see some of the just old stuff without a lot of color mixed in with some that have really nice, vibrant color, even some that are more transparent. So it's a really lovely mix. And I thought that's going to go with that really well, which I think it did. And then, okay, I get to start. So I make my little mound of epoxy clay. I put my piece in, I add these, I add that. It's like, what else does this need? Well, I realized that I had these amazing carved bone wings. So they're originally for earrings that are made to sort of look like gauges, so that you've got this bit of earring and then there's a wire, and then this piece kind of completes that circle. So it kind of goes through your ear as though you've got a gauge, right? But it's an earring. So I had these wings with their little extra tips, and I thought, oh my gosh, that is just going to look so great with this piece. And sure enough, it did. So once I've gotten this piece in, I shoved these guys in, and then it's a matter of just filling up the rest. So I've got a mixture of shell bits and some small pearls here, accentuated with a little bit of silver plated head pins. So these are ball tipped head pins, and I've used gold ones here in the flowers with one silver, and then I've echoed that silver over here to just kind of have some pops of shine. Some green glass, because that seemed fun, and I got all that on there, and everything was in there. And then I thought, okay, this needs something else. It just needs one more little shot of color to make it really work. And then that's where these two things came in. So since I already had some of these glass orbs in this peachy color, this is the next version of that more salmon, so it's in the same family as that, and I think they just popped. And the nice thing about working with epoxy clay is that you can work over on top of things in a very sculptural way. So both this flower and these are added on top with like a little ball of the epoxy clay. Put that on top and then press something else in it, and it all sticks to each other because epoxy clay is a cement. So it's something you can mold with, but it also dries rock hard, air dries rock hard. So there's lots of choices that you have when you're working with that. And then finally, I created a background for it. Now, sometimes I let these pieces stand on their own, put a little hanger on the back, we're done. But I often like to create a painted background. And I'm especially proud of how this background turned out. What do you think? So this is a combination of a light acrylic wash and then putting more acrylic on and hitting it with spray and letting it drip and just kind of playing with it to get something in the background that would really accentuate this piece without competing with it. And I think I like any kind of painting that's got drips incorporated into it. It amuses me. So there's a little bit of that going on in here. And then of course I'm trying to echo that color back in there to make it all work. Anyway, I think it did. So, and then finally I'll put the name on the back, I'll put a hanger, and it's all ready to go. But I think this whole piece just really, it's one of my favorite pieces. It's called Up, Up, and Away. Obviously, it just gives you that feeling of like flying off to new possibilities, but it's got such a mixture of the natural beauty of the world based on man taking natural materials, carving them to make it even more beautiful, with that hint of ancientness that came before us to add kind of a depth and historicity to all of the pieces together. I think it turned out pretty good. That's all for now. Bye.